Bitcoin exploded yesterday and now it's moving into some major danger zones. We've also got the NAS and the Dow dropping into some nice bounce zones and an oil breakout. Guys, this is the daily entry day trading setups for these assets. Let's go. Now, the big news obviously is the crypto market has woken up again after being absolutely dead for the last couple of months. So we had the White House Crypto Summit and a couple of big news events came out of that, and Trump was even name dropping Hyperliquid. And those of you doing the live trading with me on the 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 YouTube, you would have known I've been tracking this Hyperliquid for a while, and that was a big mover for us. So if you guys want to learn how to do stuff like this, make sure that you are following me on the 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 YouTube and you come to the live 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 trading that we do every day, as well as in the 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗧 Discord. You can see everything's exploded here now, and now it's just a question of when do we take profit and when do we start adding to a couple of shorts positions. But right now today, it's all about oil. What are we going to be doing here? This thing looks like it's going to be breaking out at the moment, but it is in my current short zone that I gave you guys over the last few days. So just going through oil here, basically you can see we had this tight range yesterday, and what did they do? They chopped it up, they chopped it down, and now they are pushing it up one more time. So in terms of oil, what to expect here? Naturally, we can expect the NAS and the Dow to be under pressure with a pumping oil, but we are now moving into the first oil potential rejection zone. So this is that zone I covered yesterday, 86 into 87 as a potential rejection area. If this does reject, we should see some kind of relief bounce in the NAS and the Dow, and then maybe a little bit of upside there for those guys. If oil breaks through the zone, which is looking like a strong probability considering that we are busy printing a toe curler on the oscillator, you might find that oil starts skipping up to the next level, and that could create a little bit more downside pressure in some of these other assets. Now, there's a couple of levels to talk about on oil to the upside that you can see over here. This gray line is the 100-day moving average. We do have a previous wick over there, but I'm very interested in where that candle closed before we created that gap. So that is just above 90, and this is the WTI oil chart. So I'm having a tentative short here in this first region, and you can see here I'm trading this on UBIT at the moment, and the gold short zone hit the big gold short zone at the 200-day MA that I have been covering over the last week or so has finally triggered, and we are now locked in. One entry only took for me on gold, but we are locked in that one, and you can see I've got a tentative oil short in that region, but not going to be married to that one. Going to cut that one relatively early. Now, in terms of what you see in front of you, these are the Dow orders that I'm still waiting for that I showed you guys yesterday. I will be covering that chart in a second. So in terms of gold, yes, gold didn't play out so nicely in terms of that range. We were trying to live trade this one yesterday, and in spite of big success in the NAS and the Dow yesterday on the live trading, we got caught up in a little bit of a gold short sitting in this region, and it did pop through into the next major zone. So remember what we do, we can trade these ranges until they break. You can see upside and downside action. At some point these ranges break, and then you start looking at the next zone. So my short is now in play. I think there is a potential downside move coming on gold. We can see our 4-hour is turning a little bit bearish. What I would suggest here for you guys is only enter if you are not in already if you get a second push into that zone, 4,525, that type of area, then look. And the reason I'm saying that is you want to obviously limit the amount of risk you're going to take on. So if you're already locked into that short, you are good. You can bang your stop above those highs, just give it some breathing room. And if you are looking for a fresh gold short, 4,525 looks okay to me. Now, where can this thing bounce? Obviously, guys, this is the big danger, 4,444. That was resistance yesterday, and that looks like the first reasonable bounce zone for gold. Okay, remember these charts, they go into the 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏 Discord for you guys directly after the show. So just sign up to the 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏 Discord, go into the show description, click on more, you'll see the 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏 Discord there, and I'm dropping all these TradFi setups in my daily entry channel in the Discord. And while you're at it, guys, if you are enjoying this content and you like it, obviously hit the like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe, and do share it with other day traders that you think this can help with their trading journey. Let's get back into some of these other charts here. Let's talk about the Dow. Now, what is going on here? here. This thing was savage yesterday, including the NAS was also pretty wild. But right now, Dow on the 2-hour time frame, you can see we are looking a little bit bearish, still pushing a little bit lower. So for me, that leans me to some kind of bounce long today. And where's my first long? You saw those orders I've got waiting for me on UBIT, 53,190. That looks like the first big zone. We just want to deal with these wicks that you see on your left-hand side of your screen. We want to get some kind of bounce in that area. And then I do have a lower level with some really nice pivot zones as well on this Dow, where I believe we can get a long today if we drop 52,920. So looking out for those. No other trades on the Dow for me unless we start screaming up into this major short zone, but we will update obviously in the TradFi section in the Discord, and I'll let you know when I take that trade. So that is a big one there to the upside. Let's talk about the NAS. This thing was insane yesterday. Got only one short live on that live trading we did. Got one short in after that nice pump, and then that drop all the way down. Look how it responded on that VWAP you see sitting at those lows. Now, what does this mean for us now? NAS on the 45 minutes still looking a little bit bearish. We could see a little bit more downside here on that oscillator, and that leads me into this first main zone that we have now created since yesterday's recovery bounce, and that is a long 29,300. Looking good to me on the NAS. 29,300. Keep it tight. 1-to-1, 2-to-1 trade here on that guy. If we drop, I've got a beautiful area here on the NAS. 29,150, looking like an absolute screamer if they do drop it down. Okay, so we're going to keep our eyes on oil, and we're going to watch these levels here on the NAS and the Dow dropping to the downside. Now, let's talk about this big dog yesterday. So I had a short running on BTC, obviously got absolutely smashed on that one, and that is why we also have a culture in the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 aspects of trading. Now, what I like to do is I like to zoom out when we have a major market move, whether it's a drop or a pump to the upside. Whenever you get a major market move, you zoom out and you take a look and you say, in context of where we are in the market, where are my big levels? Where are my most likely major reaction zones? Because sometimes it's easy to get lost in the lower time frame stuff. So you can see what's happening here with BTC. Very interesting levels. Look at our oscillator here getting overcooked on the daily. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to roll over just yet, but it is a warning sign. Let's call it shots fired on the daily time frame. Now, in terms of levels that make sense to me, these are the two next major rejection zones. 73,300. Look at this beautiful cluster over here. And we've got a pretty macro 618 fib. This is pulled from the highs on the 6th of May. So 73,300. This looks like a region where we could reasonably expect some kind of Bitcoin rejection or some kind of Bitcoin flag and consolidation under an area like that. And if it is going to go for the next leg up, look at this danger zone up here. 77,500 looks like an absolute cracker there for me. We should see some kind of action in that zone. 77.5. Look at these wicks to the upside. Look at the 786 fib. And guess what? That VWAP is the VWAP from the all-time highs on Bitcoin. There's a very strong chance that at least it rejects on that area. So guys, no longs for me today on Bitcoin. I've got these eyes on these danger zones here where I think we can pick up for shorts, or we can get some kind of rejection or consolidation there, at least on Bitcoin. And obviously eyes on all the altcoins, and I am trading all of those altcoins live today again on the Chart Hackers YouTube. Make sure you are there, and you can grab that link directly after the show. You're going to see a box appear here after the show. Now, what is my planning for my next Bitcoin short on Bitbase? Well, I've got my eyes on 77,500. Okay, so I've preloaded a order here, basically maxed out on this guy, 77,500. I've just sent it, no stop. Let's see if that is going to play out. Okay, so we've dumped some margin in here, 77,500. I've got an order here for BTC. It looks about $70,000. Let's see if we can ping that zone and get a reasonable rejection on BTC in that area. Okay, guys, keep it safe out there. Keep it tight. These alts are absolutely flying. And remember, like I've said before, we're watching these short-term things on the NAS and the Dow and all these types of things. All of a sudden, crypto market is awake again, and now we're cooking in the Chart Hackers YouTube. Make sure if you want to trade these shit coins, make sure you come and hang out with us. All right, that's the daily entry. See you guys later.